So welcome to all of you to this sixth series of the mental health conversation. And here, as we all know, that we start with a problem and then we try to analyze how can we solve that problem. So the problem as such is that somewhere we all find something missing. We find that, the satisfaction is incomplete in our life. We also find that we have not achieved as much as I should. And also, sometimes we have a feeling that I could not contribute to the society as much I should have. Also, sometimes we feel that I could not acquire, complete knowledge from this world. The knowledge level has been incomplete. So there is a kind of dissatisfaction somewhere. We find something lacking in us. And that is where the role of gut plays a very important role. That it encourages you, it gives you courage. Gut का मतलब होता है हिम्मत, साहस. उस साहस की कमी की वजह से हम बहुत सारे जो ईमानदारी के कार्य हैं उसको नहीं कर पाते. मुझे याद है शील भद्र, उनकी एक दो पंक्तियां हैं. वो कहते हैं कि सच बोलने को तो जी चाहता है, सच बोलने को तो जी चाहता है, मगर हौसला नहीं होता. आज हम उसी हौसले के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं. और हमारे बीच फैकल्टी मेंबर्स हैं. अर्चना जी जो फिलॉसफी डिपार्टमेंट की है, सुची पट्टी कॉमर्स डिपार्टमेंट की, निधि माथुर कॉलेज एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर की तरफ से, और एक विद्यार्थी है जो साइकोलॉजी डिपार्टमेंट से है. So today in our discussion we have also involved one student, especially from psychology department, to have his viewpoint. Now, once we have understood the problem that we lack something somewhere, then the question arises, how do we handle that? How do we handle that? And for that good audit, we need me time. अपने लिए वक्त. अगर हम अपने लिए वक्त होगा तब हम मेडिटेशन के साथ या योगा के साथ कुछ न कुछ अपने बारे में सोचेंगे और कैसे हम अधिक से अधिक साहसी बने इसके बारे में सोच सकते हैं. So the first question is before the panel that out of the busy schedule, since morning till evening you are engaged in doing so many things, but how to extract some personal time, some time exclusively devoted to you, so that you introspect and you think that whether the 24 hours is being spent in a right manner or not, whether the 24 hours is taking care of my personal growth or not, growth of my all faculties, growth of my emotions, growth of my feelings, everything. So here I wish we have Archana ji from philosophy department. She can reflect upon this, that how to find me time, because the faculty members, especially women, they are doing their household work also, and they are attending their professional commitments also. So, I mean, they are super busy the whole day. But despite that, the challenge lies in finding some time for yourself, otherwise your health will go and you will be in problems. So, Archana ji.
Thank you, sir, for giving such a valuable, raising such a valuable questions about gut. कुछ भी करने के लिए in life, I think gut is very important. तो मैं अपनी खुद का experience के बारे में share करना चाहती हूँ कि kind of while growing, I was always nervous, चाहे वो stage पे जाना हो या teachers के सामने बात करना हो. And what do you do when you do not have courage or when you do not have speak to? Then I usually go back to poetry. और बचपन में हम लोगों ने क्लास 3 में एक पोएम्स पढ़े थे. इट्स इन बंगाली. वो पोएम्स का लाइन कुछ इस तरह से जाता है कि করিতে পারি না কাজ সদা বই সদা লাজ সংশয়ে সংকল্প नहीं चले. मतलब जो नेक्स्ट लाइन है वो है पाछे लोग कुछ बोले, क्योंकि आपको इतना डर लगता है कि दूसरों की ओपिनियन से कि आप कुछ नहीं कर पाते हो. आपके मन में हमेशा भय रहता है कि आप ये करोगे तो ये हो जाएगा, ये करोगे तो ये लोग ये कहेंगे. तो एटलीस्ट आई यूज टू टेक this poem just to put enough courage in me so that at least I am able to recite poem on a stage, or maybe I'll be able to raise a question to teachers. तो ये था school time का मेरा history. Then I took philosophy as my subject during graduation and master. फिर I came across Nietzsche. तो नीचे का जो किताब है दास स्पोक ज़राथुस्त्रा, देयर ही टॉक अबाउट गट्स, हाउ टू हैव करेज. तो आप देयर ही सेज कि आप ऐसे सोचो कि बाकी जो आपके सामने है दे आर ऑल लाइक वर्म्स, यानी कि इंसेक्ट जैसा है. आप वहाँ पे खड़े हो जो आप पे हंस रहे हैं या कुछ कर रहे हैं, दे आर लाइक इंसेक्ट, यानी उन लोगों का कुछ वैल्यू नहीं है. So that was the second stage of getting or acquiring guts. But if we really introspect on Nietzsche's point, guts, there are different type of guts, but different type of guts in the sense कि एक soldier के पास भी guts होते हैं, एक father के पास भी guts होते हैं और mother के पास भी guts होते हैं. Taking especially the example of mother, आप देखो कि जब चिकन के बच्चे होते हैं, हैंस के जब बच्चे होते हैं, छोटे छोटे चिक्स, द मदर बिकम वेरी ब्रेव. वो इतना ब्रेव हो जाता है कि वो एक डॉग के साथ भी लड़ाई कर सकता है. दैट इज़ ऑल्सो वन टाइप ऑफ करेज. सो it made me into thinking what kind of courage we were talking about here. Is it like Nietzsche is saying? नीचे का स्टेटमेंट जब मैं इंट्रोस्पेक्ट करती हूँ तो मुझे थोड़ा उसमें मोरालिटी कम लगा. बिकॉज देयर इन ऑर्डर टू अपलिफ्ट योर सेल्फ यू आर पुटिंग अदर्स लो. आप दूसरों को इंसेक्ट जैसा समझ रहे हो, इसका मतलब है कि यू आर नॉट वैल्यूइंग द अदर. वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट मोरल गट्स. तो वहाँ तक मोरल गट्स हमें किस तरह से हम कर सकते हैं. करेज, बट courage for yourself, but at the same time you give courage to others. So poetry तो हुए, philosophy तो हुए. Then coming to introspection, which sir is saying that is giving to me time. आप कैसे कर सकते हो, कैसे courage ला सकते हो. दोनों में से अगर आप alternative अगर choose करोगे, then I think I will move forward with the previous poem, जहाँ पे आप खुद को अपलिफ्ट करते हो बट यू आर नॉट पुटिंग द अदर्स डाउन. तो दैट्स व्हाट आई थिंक शुड बी द फाउंडेशन ऑफ गट्स, uplifting yourself and also the others. Thank you, sir.
Good. Well, what we are talking today is how to gather extra energy, some special strength, which enhances our gut power, okay, which builds our gut foundation, okay. So maybe we draw it from outside world also, in the form of support from family members, relatives, okay. Once you have a feeling that okay, all these people are behind me, why should I be scared? So that kind of mental support, if you are able to have with you, then constantly you are not fearful, you become absolutely fearless because you are not alone. Now, the problem is, how do you gather such kind of support? How to get love and affection of your family members or relatives? Okay. Uh, well, obviously, if you are taking care of them, if you are looking after your responsibilities towards them, okay, then obviously you can expect them to respond and give support. So one way is that you should be mindful of your responsibilities, your duties towards society, towards your parents, even towards teachers. Your duty is also to study. So performing your duties well will give you inner strength, inner power. Now, as you said, we need to be insightful, introspective, because all the inventions, all the innovations come from within. All the solution lies within of the problems existing outside. So introspection is very important, and that relates to the me time. Now today the young generation, is having really miserable time because they have so much of distractions. Okay, they have so many the technological innovations have created a lot of illusions around them. So it's very difficult for them to extract some time for introspection or for looking within, which is so important because they have to find all the answers lying within. Answers are not outside. So in that respect, I would like to listen to a young man, okay, that what do you think that you can, the way you can, extract some time for yourself?
Thank you, respected sir. That's a very relevant question to me. Sir, I think in these times, all of my friends and classmates are very busy. Like, whenever I ask them for something important, they're like, you are doing it, or some other people are doing it. Not many people are doing it. Why would they do it? Like, for example, they don't take out time for relevant things, which are very important to us. Most of the time that goes away is in friends or Facebook or social media. And I think separating these things from lives of students are very important. I think to take out me time for a student would be taking a relevant book which we like to read or something which we like to do and going out in a corner, maybe it's your room, maybe it's any corner away from the distractions and do the hobby. Pick up a hobby. Maybe it can be gardening, it can be music, or it can be anything which you like, which makes you really happy. So, sir, I think it would be doing a hobby or picking up a hobby.
Oh, wonderful. Uh, very rightly said that you have to, develop some hobby, okay, like gardening, cooking, everything. Here we are sitting to reassure that the young youth, you need to develop some habit. And through such kind of habit you come closer to nature. Okay? And I remember of one quotation of J. Krishnamurti. He said that be a natural ally, okay? Be part of a nature. Have a feeling that you belong to nature. And then once you develop this kind of relationship, you are aware of the importance of nature, then you will have a good relationship with everyone. You will have a simple, you will have no conflict in your relationships, because it is, you are drawing, inspiration from nature, the trees, the plants, which gives fruit without any expectations. So that kind of vibes once you inherit, then of course you are a robust person, and you will not have any kind of fears within. Okay. Now the most important part of our discussion is that once we behave in our day-to-day life honestly, ethically, then we are not scared at all of anything. The inner strength is always supporting you. Okay. So how to be ethical? And you cannot be ethical unless you have courage, okay, unless you have gut. So basically ethics and gut, these two are interdependent. Without gut you cannot be ethical, and you cannot have gut without following ethical norms. Okay? Because if you are dishonest, then obviously you will always have a feeling that any day you might be caught. But if you have behaved in a nice manner all throughout, then you are not afraid of anything. So my query, something that comes out of my mind is that how to develop that kind of proximity with nature which gives us additional strength. Okay? And nature is a part of spirituality. Spirituality is of course a great source of gaining strength. Okay? We have with us a faculty who has been believing in spiritual practices very much, and she has experienced how she has gained the strength out of being spiritual. So that is another dimension which we would like to know, and that I would ask Suchi Patti, that she has been visiting so many pilgrimages here and there, and tough high mountains, hills, and how could she draw some energy from those sources which has improved her gut. So Suchi Patti would like to answer those things.
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable insight. It's a great opportunity to talk with you all. Firstly, I'll start with a little bit thing. Every individual is a different in this world. But what we are doing in these days, generally हम जो है लोगों से सुनना चाहते हैं कि हम क्या हैं, what is inside us and how we are performing. From here, I just want to draw attention that we have to listen from us, our inside, where we are lacking and where we are good. Sometime आपने देखा ही होगा कि you are generally asked whether कि हमने ये काम ठीक किया है नहीं किया. The people give you reviews. Sometime हम उनको जो है बहुत अंदर से feel कर जाते हैं. तो firstly टेक द क्रिटिसिज्म इन द पॉजिटिव मैनर, एक्सेप्ट द क्रिटिसिज्म. जो भी कोई कुछ कहता है, चाहे वेदर इट इज़ अ गुड और अ बैड, यू हैव टू थिंक ओवर दैट, वेदर देर इज़ एन इम्प्रूवमेंट, नीड ऑफ इम्प्रूवमेंट, वेदर यू आर बिलोंग्स टू दैट पर्टिकुलर थिंग विच दे आर टॉकिंग कि ये आपके अंदर कमी है. इज़ इट सो? You just first analyze. Actually the thing is human being, हम लोग अपने को एनालाइज नहीं करते. आउटर वर्ल्ड जो भी चीज़ें हैं, everything taught us, whether it is a nature, just sir has taught, even the जो जितनी नदियाँ हैं, पहाड़ हैं, वनस्पति हैं, हम सब हैं, हम 5 तत्वों की हैं. ह्यूमन बीइंग 5 तत्वों का है. वैसे जो जितनी भी जो दूसरी चीज़ें हैं वो 3 तत्व की है. तो हमने यहीं से हमने सीखा है, यहीं पे मिल जाना है और मिट्टी में मिल जाएंगे. ये सच है. कोई भी सिकंदर हैं, चाहे वो कितने ही बड़े किसी भी ओहदे पे हैं, सब यहीं पे ख़त्म है. यहीं से सीख के यहीं पे हमें देना है. तो जहाँ तक करेज की बात है, करेज हमेशा अंदर से आता है और आपके फैमिलीज़ वैल्यूज़, एथिक्स प्ले अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल. फर्स्टली हम डरते हैं कि सच बोलना चाहिए या नहीं. सच बोलने से सच, जैसे सर ने स्टार्ट ही यहाँ से किया था, सच सब बोलना चाहते हैं लेकिन हिम्मत नहीं होती. तो हिम्मत के लिए कभी भी क्रिटिसिज्म से नहीं डरना. अगर आप बोल भी देते हो, उसके बाद आपको लगता है इम्प्रूवमेंट करना है तो करें. सेकेंडली, जो भी हमारा रिलीजन है, एवरी इंडिविजुअल कहीं भी बर्थ लेता है, हिंदू, मुस्लिम, सिख, ईसाई, कहीं ना कहीं उसका बर्थ प्लेस होता है. उसके कुछ रिलीजन नॉर्म्स होते हैं. तो मुझे लगता है कि रिलीजन को उनको जानना चाहिए. उसके ऊपर स्पिरिचुअलिज्म है. स्पिरिचुअलिज्म सेज, एज सर हैज़ टोल्ड, yes it is true, I have visited Amarnath and Kedarnath, Badrinath, as well as Himkund Sahib and Kailash Mansarovar. It's a high spirituality things. After आप जब प्रभु की भक्ति करना आसान नहीं है. सबसे पहले हमें हर इंडिविजुअल में, हर चीज़ में प्रभु को देखना होगा. जो सारी चीज़ें हैं वो हमारे लिए ही बनी है और हमें ही उसको यूटिलाइज़ करना है इन अ स्पिरिचुअल मैनर. ठीक है, वेदर इट इज़ अ वाटर, एयर, एवरीथिंग. तो स्पिरिचुअलिज्म इज़ मोर टू नो अबाउट योर सेल्फ. जो भी प्रकृति में है ये प्रभु ने ही दिया है हमें और यहीं छोड़ के जाना है. कुछ भी यहाँ साथ नहीं जाता. जैसे कि आपने देखा है, खाली हाथ आए हैं, खाली हाथ जाएंगे. तो गट क्या है? हिम्मत है. तो हमें ये जानना ही नहीं है अगले पल हम हैं या नहीं हैं, ये हमें नहीं मालूम. इसलिए जितना हो सके अच्छा कर्म करें, क्योंकि मेरे अकॉर्डिंग और बहुत सारे फिलोसोफर्स हैं, उन्होंने कहा जो चीज़ हम ब्रह्मांड में फेंकते हैं, थ्रो करते हैं, दैट कम्स टू अस, वही चीज़ हमारे अंदर आती है. तो ट्राई टू डू वट एवर यू आर बेस्ट इन दैट. एक मैं मटीरियलिस्टिक एग्जांपल देना चाहूँगी. शायद आपने भी पढ़ा होगा, जो कि KFC के ऑनर हैं. ही लॉस्ट हिज फादर एट द एज ऑफ 5. At the age of 16 he lost her mother also, and then उनको जॉब मिली और जॉब में भी उनकी काफ़ी जॉब्स चली गई. At the age of 18-19 he got married, एंड उस टाइम भी वो आर्मी में सेलेक्ट हुए, वो वहाँ से भी निकल गए. उसके बाद उनको काफ़ी डिफ़िकल्टी फेस करनी पड़ी लाइफ में. देन ही स्टार्टेड कुकिंग एंड ही जस्ट डन ऑल द वर्क ऑफ डिश वॉशर. At the age of 65 he got a check of rupees, I forgot the amount. Then he decided to suicide. That the very moment, the gut feeling is that what is good in yourself, nobody can tell you what is good in yourself. You have to prospect yourself. So then he know what is best in my life. I have cooked whole the life and didn't get anything except this check. Then he got to know he can cook so well, no one can else. So he just bought some amount from somebody else. कुछ उधार लिया उन्होंने अपनी रेसिपी से पहली बार चीज़ बनाई और साथ वाले पड़ोसी को दी. He loves it और they required more and more. That is the person who have started the food chain, KFC. At the age of 70-75 he become billionaires. So there is no age to become successful. It's in yourself and you have to prospect yourself and you आपको अपने को देखना है, आपके अंदर क्या है. कोई कोई पढ़ने में अच्छा हो सकता है, कोई गाने में अच्छा हो सकता है, कोई आर्किटेक्ट में अच्छा हो सकता है, कोई माउंटेनियर हो सकता है. तो इट्स विद इन यू. और इफ़ आई टॉक देयर इज़ अनदर पर्सन इज़ ऑल्सो वेटिंग. सो आई जस्ट वॉन्ट टू से कि सब कुछ आपके अंदर ही है, प्रतिभा आपके अंदर ही है, आपको उजागरित करना है, डरना नहीं है. फेयरलेस हो जाएंगे तो सब कुछ हो जाएगा, फेयरलेस नहीं होंगे, फियरलेस रहेंगे तो कुछ भी नहीं होगा. हमें डरना किस चीज़ से है? सब कुछ यहीं छोड़ के जाना है, यहीं पे रह जाना है, बस हमें प्रतिभा दिखानी है. और अगर आज हम फेल होते हैं तो माय मदर यूज़ टू से कि फेलियर में ही हमने 100% नहीं दिया होगा, तभी कहीं जाके हम फेल हुए हैं. और फेलियर से घबराना नहीं चाहिए. मेरे अकॉर्डिंग तो एक बार, दो बार, तीन बार फेल हो जाओ, लेकिन चौथे बार पास होंगे ही होंगे आप. लेकिन आपको डेडिकेशन से वो काम करना होगा. गट्स अंदर से आपकी अंतरात्मा आपको कहेगी येस इट इज़ गुड, देन यू कैन. एंड यू हैव टू डिवाइड द टाइम अकॉर्डिंग टू मी. 24 आवर्स आर देयर, एवरीबडी हैव अ 24 आवर. तो 8 घंटे आप मेरे अकॉर्डिंग सोने, खाने पीने में डिवोट कर सकते हैं. 8 घंटे जो भी आपको मटेरियलिस्टिक वर्ल्ड में जो भी आपकी जॉब है पर्टिकुलर, जिससे भी आप बिलोंग करते हैं, उस पर कर सकते हैं. और 8 घंटे में सोसाइटी के लिए, अपने लिए, या फिर जो भी आपका, कई लोग हैं जो आइसोलेशन में रह के भगवान की भक्ति करना चाहते हैं, तो वहाँ से ही स्ट्रेंथ आती है. दैट्स माय सबमिशन. थैंक यू so much.
Thank you. Wonderful, Suchi. Uh, well, in this series, what we are trying to do, we are addressing the mental health problems through the intervention of heart. All of us are talking straight from the heart and trying to solve the problems arising in mind. You know, the value of nature still, the value of nature still, the value of emotional power, the value of spiritual power, the value of truth seems to be invisible to us, absolutely invisible. So unless we have a faith that, as Suchi said, that you have to be guided by conscience, and then you will not have any reason to worry. But do we bother to think over those things? So far as nature goes, so far as spirituality, emotions, feelings, we have Ms. Nidhi Mathur, who has improved her work culture, her productivity, creativity, everything, and she is the one who would never hesitate in sharing her thoughts. So how, these invisible things do matter in developing a good foundation. Okay, so there I would like to hear something straight from the heart of Nidhi Mathur.
Thank you so much, sir, and thank you to the other panelists for sharing such deep insights about their experiences and their value systems. So, so like Mishra sir very rightly said that everybody has a gut feeling, and it takes a lot of courage to express your views, keeping in mind what the other person will react. कभी आपकी gut instinct आपको धोखा नहीं देती है. I have realized that whenever you have a gut instinct, gut feeling, even if it is right or wrong, I can experience that with myself. So as far as making availability of your me time is concerned, like Archana ma'am very rightly said, that me time is something which you need to take out at the end of every day. Also, there was a a topic in one of the happiness classes that I took, which was centered around how to have an affair with yourself. Now, having an affair with yourself and how to make me time is quite interconnected or interrelated. Having an affair with yourself is truly and solely looking at what your needs and desires are, what you would want at the end of the day, what you would like to wear. See, let's not, every day I'm sure people, married spouses, they wear something which is to make the other spouse happy. But for once, let us try to make ourselves happy. What exactly you want, even if that is not, in the liking of your spouse. If you want to go out with your friends for a late night party, if you think your gut feeling is right, if you think that what you are doing is right, then go ahead and do it. Don't look at your, your parents, your spouse, just to get an acknowledgement from them. So take out some time for yourself, do things that make you happy, and don't shy away from expressing your views. So this is all what I have to say about this topic. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Nidhi. Now I think let us hear something from our young friend. And there are two questions before you. Number one, you need to reflect upon whatever we have discussed, how far you agree with that, number one. Number two, what message would you like to give to your young friends that, this is how perhaps they can, develop their courage, confidence, and gut. These two things, if you are able to reflect on these two things.
Thank you, sir, for the question. So the first question, which was my reflection on the discussion we had today. So I reflect upon that Archana ma'am was talking about her childhood experience, that how she got a story about how she wants to follow her dreams and how she could save herself from the fears she had. And the other teacher was sharing her spiritual experiences. I myself believe in spirituality and I do meditation once, twice a day. And the meditation is like following up what my instincts say, what my gut says. So I write it down on a paper and I try to accomplish my goals. I completely agree with all the points. They were very insightful. And like Principal Sir also said, Vice Principal Sir also said, how to follow your gut. It's very important to follow your gut. And the second question which Sir asked was, how do I inspire my peers, which are my classmates, to follow their gut? So I would say, instead of following superstars or instead of following an ideal, we should have an ideal, but most importantly, we should write down our values which we have, which can be, a value system can be truth, it can be justice, it can be honesty, and we need to follow these things, and these will never turn their backs on us. So I think truth and honesty would be the things which me and my friends need to follow. That will lead us to achieve higher paths. And another thing is following our teachers and mentors, because they have experienced a lot than us. So we need to follow their footsteps, and we need to believe in themselves, believe in them. That would lead us to higher heights. Thank you, sir.
What is the biggest problem that Indian youths are facing nowadays? Can you slightly throw some light on that? What are the, real problem that they are facing with the challenges they want to meet?
Sir, I would think it is the heavy modernization we are facing and the fast developing world. It's changing very fast. And we are competitive, but we need to be competitive in the right things, which will lead us to our future, which we dream of. We dream of many big things, but we need to be sure that are they even achievable or are they even the truth. So we need to follow the values in the end.
Wonderful. Yeah.
I'm not student, but just want to speak for them because sometimes when I have interaction with the student, just formal, informal discussions other than the academic books and all. Usually, I think the challenges they face, other than academics, that they have to get good grades and all. I think the loneliness challenges they faces. Sometimes they do not have friend, okay, and if they want to have friend, they have a very superficial kind of lifestyle so that they can have friend. I have kind of noticed that, and like personal speaking, not exactly personal speaking, but just general discussions. Identification is what they really sought for. What do you say? You will be able to tell you better than me. A peer recognition.
Well, I remember I was doing a course under Laurie Santos. She's a professor at University of Yale, and somebody asked her in an interview that what you think that the present generation is missing, which you were having it when you were young, okay? And then she said that okay, if you are asking this question, let me answer it. That in my days, I used to have good friends, which I think modern people are not having. So I was really taken aback. so anyhow, anything that anyone would last minute would like to say something?
And sir, I thought, according to me, the young youth is distractive, more distractive due to virtual world. That's why they are alone. They are not able to talk to their parents and all happily as well as freely. If they speak to their mentors and their teachers and the families, definitely they can get whatsoever they want to achieve. They can achieve easily, and they can get success in their life, but they are not able to speak. They are very much distractive. That's my opinion.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, that brings us to the close of this session. And the next session, I would like to talk on grit audit, dhairya, patience, a very important thing in life. So how to develop that? So next time we will have another such panel, and we'll throw some light on that. Thank you. So welcome to all of you to this sixth series of the mental health conversation. And here, as we all know, that we start with a problem, and then we try to analyze how can we solve that problem. So the problem as such is that somewhere we all find something missing. We find that the satisfaction is incomplete in our life. We also find that we have not achieved as much as I should. And also, sometimes we have a feeling that I could not contribute to the society as much I should have. Also, sometimes we feel that I could not acquire complete knowledge from this world. The knowledge level has been incomplete. So there is a kind of dissatisfaction somewhere. We find something lacking in us. And that is where the role of gut plays a very important role. That it encourages you, it gives you courage. Gut का मतलब होता है हिम्मत, साहस. उस साहस की कमी की वजह से हम बहुत सारे जो ईमानदारी के कार्य हैं उसको नहीं कर पाते. मुझे याद है शील भद्र, उनकी एक दो पंक्तियां हैं. वो कहते हैं कि सच बोलने को तो जी चाहता है, सच बोलने को तो जी चाहता है, मगर हौसला नहीं होता. आज हम उसी हौसले के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं